Okay, abusua bɛ mma kɔ abasonko so ɛde ba gossip politics so. Abusua yɛmbɔnwura yɛn nsɛm. Ken Ofori Atta yɛgu so ɛde ne ho nsɛm ɛde ɛbrɛ mu a ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa koraa. Na Ken Ofori Atta abusua sisia no baabi a Ken Ofori Atta oluti Ghana sika ɛde kokogu yɛ no Ken Ofori Atta agye atom sɛ ɔbɛkyerɛ baabi a ɛkyɛ sɛ ɔgye anaasɛ oluti Ghana sika ɛde kokogu na Solomon Owusu ɛde nsɛm bi ɛto da sɛ na ɔno Ken Ofori Atta no koraa na wadwane ɛde afiri Ghana ha se a ɛno nti no ama ICE police for nsɛtumi aso ne mu no yɛhia na Ghana ha se na deɛ nti a yɛhia na Ghana ha se no ɔmbra Ghana na ɔmbɛkyerɛ baabi a wawia Ghana sika no ɛde akɔ akogu sɛ ɔkyerɛ wie a ɔsan so mpake ne nneɛma na ɔnyɛ de ɔnkɔ abusua mɔmyɛnkɔ na yɛnkɔnkɔ tie nsɛm a Solomon Owusu ɛde to dwa ɛfa saa nsɛm wei abusua onsubscribe a subscribe like na hyɛ ma afoforɔ nso nsa ntumi nka bi aha ɛyɛ gossip politics so and don't forget to click on the notification bell so na bɛyɛ any update bi a ɛbɛdrop no nso nsa ɛbɛtumi aka bi medam ase.
I don't need Ken Ofori Atta in this country for anything apart from the fact that he must come and account. If he can come and show us where the monies are, the next available flight, he can go back. What do I need him here for?
Also.
Sana, time is fast spent, so it will be very snappy and straight to the point. My brother Adomako Kisi, medical doctor, who is a victim of Ken Ofori Atta's influence, I can understand his difficulty this morning. In one breath, he made us aware that they started the whole business of getting Ken Ofori Atta out. Why were they pursuing him to be out of government? Because of the very reasons or issues that are in court. They saw it that the man was not helping this country. They saw it that this man was shortchanging us, leading dubious deals. They saw it. They manned up 80 of them initially, which later became the majority position. They said no, they will not allow this to happen. They will save the New Patriotic Party. They confronted the president of the day. President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. They confronted him and told him that, Mr. President, the mere fact that you are the president of Ghana does not mean you will not respect the decision of the party, because on the ticket of the party that you became the president. So listening to it, the president said no. Yesterday I was very surprised to hear from the president that no individual is bigger than the party.
That was Thursday.
That was Thursday, right?
Yes.
When he himself was bigger than the party only some few days ago. That is how life works. So he agrees. But I can understand the difficulty, because now in the party, when you go and make certain allusions or make certain statements, you are either referred as a fake person or a member of the virtual party. I don't know where he will be belonging to if he had done anything else. But in terms of principles, and he suffered for it. He lost his seat. Because of this, coupled with the fact that he was an Allah supporter. Sometimes you must call it, you call a spade a spade. That's how come we can have the likes of Asafo as ranking members. How can he be out of parliament and look at the people we have there? I mean, look, this country, we are doing ourselves a great disservice. That is why if you take the United Parties constitution, ours is selection. It's not everywhere that you go and contest. You will come to the area, the person that qualifies will be who we ourselves will handpick, go and contest. Because this business of elections is breeding a lot of unqualified people to our parliament and so on and so on. So they challenged Ken Ofori Atta. And at the end of the day, when it mattered most and the opposition said they are filed with censorship motion, it became another matter. The man got away with it. So even in power, when the man was in power, there was an attempt to get him out. Now, on the 2nd of January 2025, Ken Ofori wrote a letter to the then Chief of Staff, Femo Opare, requesting for an approval for him to leave the country. The man has not been truthful to the people of this country. You must say it as it is. He said he was going to leave this country on the 4th of January and he will return. He gave a date on the 28th of January 2025. So now what is today's date? Today is the 24th of January 2026. It's left with only 4 days for him to be a year old outside this country against his own promise. When he had not even written back to tell the current administration that, look, I said I was going to return on the 28th of January 2025. Due to ABCD, I'm unable to come. There is nothing of that sort. All you hear is letters coming from a supposed letter, fake one as such, from Mayo Clinic. The man is so ill. Other times you hear from Frank Davis. I don't know whether he's his lawyer, because any release coming from his lawyers have come from Minka Premo. I don't know the last time Frank Davis became a partner at Minka Premo. But he creates the impression that he's speaking for you, will insult everybody. That, as for what? Nana Ofori, is it palm kernel oil that is in? Oh, I mean, what sort of life is this? I don't need Ken Ofori in this country for anything apart from the fact that he must come and account. If he can come and show us where the monies are, the next available flight, he can go back. What do I need him here for? We were told that the man was ill. He was at the Mayo Clinic, only later to be told again by ICE that they picked him from his residence in Washington. Very expensive apartment. And ICE said that the man was that fit that he could be detained, when he had been told in this country that he was ill. You see how untruthful, dishonest some people respect in this country are. When they were creating the impression in our mind that the man was ill, you see how nature works. He was exposed by the very system that, no, he is fit. And indeed, the videos that I saw during his appearance at the immigration court, the man has become so handsome. So handsome. How did you see him? So fit that he could come and attend to our court business here. Victor St0lén, he was sick. He was brought back. You see, prosecution does not know whether you are sick or not. Then all armed robbers, all that they will do is that they will say, I'm sick. Then you go and sit somewhere. Senator Ken Ofori, the inability of this current administration to bring him back will cause them that hefty defeat in 2028. Because that is what the United Party will be using to campaign. Operation Recover Oluchi. That's why we are going to campaign on. And it was in their remit to bring him back. Because we cannot forget about the SML, we can't forget about PDS, we can't forget about National Cathedral and DDEP. Only 2 days ago, I was watching some of the videos in those days during the DDEP. That one Dr. Samuel Amakwe, an 81-year-old retired medical doctor who had invested in government bonds and said he had a problem with the kidney. That his bond was going to mature in 2023. He got affected. This man had to pick it at the Ministry of Finance. And he said this, that Mr. Ofori, for Christ's sake, do not kill me slowly, softly. When we are done, killing me softly, for me. You are killing them softly. They said it, you wouldn't mind. You wouldn't even look at their face. They endured it. I don't know whether the man is still alive. We had Dr. Michael Ejekum tell all of us that his colleagues, 800 of them, had perished, had died because of some of the reckless decisions taken by Ken Ofori and the likes. Come and account, you say no, you won't come. Hey, so when you are no more, you bring the body into this country. Look, we must not create the impression that we have two sets of people in this country. Political class who are above the law and non-political class who are not above the law. Equality before the law. Someone is in St0lén because of plantain. Someone is in St0lén because of cocoyam. Someone is in St0lén because of a small one rule. We are talking about billions. You led us to borrow 13.5 billion. We say come and account. If you come and there is nothing wrong with you, who can say anything otherwise? But this tactics of trying to say that we must assure you. Why must anybody assure anybody? There were about 124 ministers under the St0lén administration. How many of them are facing these difficulties? Including the president himself, who led us to dig a big hole. Started paying David Ajay when there was no formal contract. He's talking about Philly. Thursday, he was even giving speeches. So what is it with Ken Ofori? And the longer he stays there, gives the indication that yes, he himself believes that he had done something untoward against the people of this country. Because when he was leaving this country, he never gave any indication to the authorities that he would change his residential status from a temporary visitor to a permanent resident. Now he is doing that. Clearly tell you that Ghana, he doesn't have any interest in coming. And to add insult to injury, when the representative of the government, that is the ambassador to the United States of America, whose duty it is to make sure that Ghanaians' interests are protected, decides to come to your aid, he says no, he doesn't want to see anybody, he doesn't want to talk to anybody. He doesn't want to have anything to do with Ghana. Ghana says, no, we have one last thing to do with you, to do reconciliation. Check the accounts. Once you are done, you can then wash your hands off this country. We will take over. But this must serve as a lesson to also those who are in position today. That the very largesse, all the things you are enjoying, it comes from the sweat of the ordinary Ghanaian. The carriers, the tractor drivers, the taxi drivers, the teachers, the nurses, all those people whom we don't respect, it is their tax revenue that we mobilize and give it to the extent that every weekend when you open your fridge, it is stocked with beer, with Guinness and all those things. It is coming from the poor man. Why we do that is that we want to make your life comfortable so that you can make good judgment for all of us. If in spite of all these things, you not look at it and then you still steal from us or enter into bogus agreements, then we cannot pardon you. Now, I've heard people say that why are people picketing? I heard my brother say so. I was there myself at the American embassy. You see, the United States of America has been creating the impression in this world that when they don't want to hear the word corruption because they don't practice it. And one of the reasons why Africa, and for that matter Ghana, we are poor, we are underdeveloped, is because of what? Corruption. We say, yes, we have heard you, United States of America. We agree with you. Now, the country Ghana has sent or filed an extradition application with the United States of America. Now we are being told that it has to go through a long process. So what did we do as citizens of this country? Remember, the sovereignty of this country resides in the people. So we only went to the land of the United States. Mind you, the embassy is their land, to go and tell them, appeal to their conscience that you that have been telling us all this while that you do not want to hear any issues of corruption, corrupt officials must not allow your country to be used as a corruption sanctuary, hosting government officials from sub-Saharan Africa, Africa, and so on and so on. And so, try your best to bring Ken Ofori Atta down. That's what we did. And believe me, after that, we went to the extent of going to Shraj to also seek the assurances from Shraj and his boss that they will make sure that when Ken Ofori Atta comes, his fundamental human rights are not what? Trampled on. The assurance was given. So what is that? We have to be applauded for this. And I believe that the new patriotic party should have joined on this occasion to send this message. Now that they are not joining this campaign to bring Ken Ofori Atta back, how would they go on a campaign platform in election 2028 and say that, given the opportunity, they will fight corruption? Remember, when Wutumi was arrested, they went and sat at Yoko. When Hanan was arrested, they went and sat at Yoko. Anybody who had been accused of corruption, who was arrested, they protested. So does it mean as a political party and entity, you support corruption? For me, it doesn't present a very good picture of them or image of them. But I believe that the longer Ken Ofori Atta stays in the United States, the better for the United Party. A lot of discerning minds will then know that indeed the party NPP under Nana Akufo-Addo came to loot the entire country, and never again would we allow looters the opportunity to lead us. I will end it here.
Thank you. Thank you. You're still watching the Mother World Talk shows, Alaji and Alaji. Mr. Brad?
Well, first of all, I want to clear a few cobwebs, before I get to the substantive issue. It is not true that there are no rules and laws governing the granting of bail, and that no thresholds are set. It cannot be true. First, there has been a lot of litigation in the courts about levels of bails and so on. The courts have made decisions and all. And indeed, those who practice law insist that precedent is itself law and it's applicable and so on. Beyond that, there are clear rules, and laws about bail and its efficacy and so on. Now, thirdly, I'm not aware today of anybody whose rights to bail has been abused in this administration. I am not aware. If anybody has any case and they bring it up, we will look at it and discuss it. But I'm not aware of any case of abuse of rules and laws governing the granting of bail. That's number one. Number two, I'm just shocked at the theater around the Ofori Atta case. That's pure theater. You understand? Pure theater. There are allegations against Mr. Ken Ofori Atta. He's supposed to come and answer questions. He hasn't come. There are indications that he has no intention of coming. The law grants the Attorney General power to prosecute in his absence. Why is the Attorney General not prosecuting him? Why? Cases of convictions in absentia. There are so many of them. So why this theater? That's a waste of everybody's time. Theater, theater, theater. Why? Eh? What else should I say? There's nothing which prevents the prosecution of Mr. Ken Ofori or any other person who may be deemed to have been engaged in unlawful practices. Nothing.
Okay, abuzua we ne ensma ekoso e wo political highway ne so. Eye Ken Ofori na echese yete Solomon Owusu enka say odisa ensem no etudwa ede amaye no. Unsubscribe ya. Subscribe, like and share ma afofron so ensa into me enka bi. Aha, gossip politics so. Medamase.